Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Friday, the 28th of January 2022. Traders enter the anger phase after the death of the Fed put. GDP good news appears to have been greeted as bad news. Well, it came out massively, didn't it? Let's just have a quick look at this. Let's just go back a day. It came out at 6.9, 5.3 forecast, previous 2.3. Well, what is the can say? I mean, blimey, who's fiddling the books on that one? I mean, that's just massive. And I mean, it was massive for the dollar, as we'll see as when we get to it. But yeah, 6.9. It's greeted as bad news because you could probably see through the complete and utter nonsense that it is. That's why. Again, it makes you wonder if it's just manipulated so that Powell can go ahead and justify his rate increase. And even Fisher's been out. And he said the market must take off its beer goggles because Powell's not coming to the rescue. We'll see about that as we get closer to March. Markets have been wearing beer goggles for a long time. They just assume the Fed's going to bail them out. Well, maybe the agenda isn't to bail them out. And, they're laying the groundwork here to inform them of that being the case. But if it is, then it's going to turn very, very nasty. Because since 2008 in QE, the Fed has always been there. The central banks have been there supporting this nonsense. And we might actually start to see some price discovery in fair value. Who knows? Economic news for today. We've just got core PCE from the US. This is out at 1:30. And then revised Euro consumer sentiment at 3 p.m. But no other news. Market's got to make its own direction. Okay, let's start off by having a look at the Dow, see where the market traded yesterday. You can see we had a strong day to the upside. As I said in yesterday's market alert, they will try and wrong foot traders thinking it's going short. Well, the market started early, didn't it? I mean, in the pre-market in the DAX, it moved up over 150 points. So you could see that they were determined to move the market to the upside. The Dow finding support at the 62% retracement there as well, closing above the 5-bar moving average, as we can see there, and just trying to hold above that at the moment. I'm going to draw in some fibs if I can. Problem is I haven't got much to draw from for the downside, but unless I go to this low here to here, and that will give us an indication of where we could find some support. The trouble when you get into a sideways move. So we'll go with that. I can't draw off this one to this one because that will project back to the upside, which wouldn't be a bad thing. I'll do that anyway, just in case the market decides to move to the upside there. So we've got some upside targets as well. I'm just going to take out these and the 62. I'll just leave in the 78 and the 89 there. So we're covered for the downside and the upside. The downside not as accurate as I would like it, like I say, because it's difficult to draw in that area of retracement because of the way the price action is there. In the 30-minute chart for yesterday, again, you can see the market moving very early. As soon as I'd finished recording, the market started moving to the upside. Churned for the afternoon and then sold off in the evening, but has managed to recover and get back above the DP at the moment. In the German DAX, a similar picture. You can see the market coming back there. Just 1 second. Let me just drag this in. And so you can actually see it. Would make it easier, wouldn't it? So we've got the Dow coming back to the 62 as well. And this one we can draw back to the downside because we've extended above the previous day's high there. So they're the downside targets for the market. On the upside, we can still use these, and we've got the 200 MA in the way, we've got the 50 bar moving average and the 20 bar at these areas as well, which is amazing how this ties in as well. So that's the daily chart. That's the bigger picture. I'm just hesitating now, just looking to make sure I haven't missed anything. We're above the 5 bar moving average there as well. We're starting to see a change in momentum and a lot of volume for yesterday as well. Could be a fairly quietish day today after the week we've had. I mean, look at the volatility for the week. It's been quite insane, hasn't it? 30-minute chart. As I said, in the morning session, the market just kicked off. This is This is 7 a.m, not 8. So this is how much the market moved to begin with. I'll show you this in the 2-minute chart in a minute, just to show you how big the move was. Probably one of the biggest pre-market futures moves I've seen in a long time, actually. It's ever of trading the Dow. Certainly back to March of 20 when the COVID pandemic hit. But there you can see all the way, apart from one red bar that closed below, but then the 200 MA was in place. Market closed back above the 5-bar moving average and then continued all the way up and then sold off back to the DP as the Dow moved lower before the close. At the moment, we're sideways. We're above the DP. Stuck in a bit of a range at the moment, a narrowing range. And again, like I say, it's Friday, and after a week of volatility, it may be slightly calmer, is my thinking for today. In yesterday's session, let me just show you this. This is, I finished recording the market alert early on. Let's go to the morning session. That's the middle of the afternoon. Here we go. And this is just after I'd finished recording, the market found support and off it went. So it was already up 100 points here, 150 points, and nearly 200 when the market kicked in. This is the 8 o'clock kickoff here. You can see that up here. So up 150 points before the market got started. It had a pullback, and then we see prices finding support at the S1 for yesterday. We had a signal, the market traded up, and then the first time it closes below the 5-bar moving averages here, and that was 86 point profit. Market found support and then continued to move up until we had a double top in place here before the market came back, and then found support, and then the Dow futures came on board. You can see here when they come on board, and the market moving higher again. It's a good trading time, actually. This sort of midday onwards when the Dow futures come on board. It's probably 7 a.m. in New York. Yeah, that'll be about right. And then in the afternoon, again, the market moving to the upside with another 35 point profit. This one actually was a loser for me because the market had only traded up to the scalp and got really room to move to break even, and then it just came back, taking out at the 5-bar moving average for the short there, and then the market moving sharply to the downside. As you can see here, we had this short, and this one being taken out down here as the market came back for 63 points, and then the last one on the upside was just 14. So a really good day on yesterday's trading session there on the DAX, just shy of 200 points on the signals for yesterday. So let's have a look, see where we are in the 2 minutes at the moment. Again, say just drifting sideways, as you can see there, a bit calmer than it was this time yesterday morning. Range a lot smaller there. DP down here, and we've got the close to take out. So just have one more quick look at the daily chart just to get my bearings, see where we are. Yeah, okay, so we've got the 62% retracement there. The market's struggling with this. Then to the downside, we've got the 5-bar that ties in with the 38, and on the upside, we've got the 200 MA, the 50 tying in with the 78, and the 89 tying in with the 20, just in case we get those moves. So now I know where I am in the bigger picture, ready for when the market opens at 8 a.m. All right, let's start off with the silver market. As I said yesterday, they were going to hammer it. They haven't finished yet by a long shot. I think $20 is going to be the downside target. I'll show you why in just a moment. But a bit of support overnight. 30-minute chart. They started hammering in the pre-market yesterday. And as soon as the London fix came in, they just hammered it all the way down. No surprise whatsoever. Easy to predict and forecast. I just wish there was a brokerage firm out there that had a really narrow spread on this, because you could guarantee to make money more or less every day at 130 by shorting the silver market. Well, that is at the moment. Crude oil continuing to move to the upside. But the big one is the dollar for yesterday. You can see massive move to the upside. In fact, I have to go to the monthly chart to see where I am in this one, because there was nothing in the daily chart without going all the way back to April 2020 to find some resistance. So I've drawn these in. 62 is the next upside target for the dollar. Probably the UK as well, but Ukraine and Russia, if that kicks off, then the dollar is going to spike to the upside. The metals are going to be absolutely hammered, and then as soon as we go to war, the stock market will bounce and gold and silver will bounce as well. That's how it works. And you can see yesterday also the gold being hammered as well, but putting in a bit of demand, and also where we've got a bit of divergence there in the stochastics as well. You can see going back there that they're still pointing to the upside despite the market moving to the downside from there. That's the bit I should be drawing in from there to there. Okay, that will do it for this one. Let's see what happens today as we head into the weekend. Have a good one, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.